my team. Love the fight that we came here with. Love the desire that we came, the passion, the integrity, the discipline, the oneness, the rise as a group. Yeah, there's a lot of good things on the other side of the ball, but I think Coach Freeze is going to come in and talk about them. I'm just going to talk about what we did. We were down. We fought our way back. We were up, and we relinquished the lead. We never looked left or right. We just said, let's own our truth and just know that it was my fault. Head coach's fault. Let's figure out how to get it back. And they found ways to get it back. 21 lead change in a game like this. This is good for women's basketball. A team that went to 19 postseason tournaments, I think 100 and something, and 12 at home, and a team that's hungry, trying to reinvent what Syracuse was, a Final Four team with this new coach and this new team. I'm excited about our future. I can't wait to see our tomorrows.
We'll take questions now. Just close your hand. I'll call you right here in front.
What was the conversation then late in that fourth quarter as you guys started to make that run back? Like you just said, at that point, sorry, I just have the mic. It would have been real easy to kind of, say, okay, today's not the day, but you guys kind of kept fighting and fighting. And so I was just curious, what did you guys talk about in that on the sidelines?
We don't play opponents. We play for our story. We can't quit on our story. We can't quit on our tomorrows. We can't quit on our family that we're going to eventually have when we get older. It's not about right now. It's about our tomorrows. And I think that we are really understanding how this crazy lady thinks. If we play Maryland beats us by 20. If we play for our story, we have a shot. And that's what we talked about. Don't forget why we played the game. And they didn't, and they became, and we just fell short.
Yeah, Coach, you just talked about kind of Maryland's experience a bit ago. Early in your second season here, to push them to the brink like that, what does that say about the confidence of your players kind of heading into the rest of ACC play?
Well, we're not there in the ACC play. We're not there to our Northern Iowa, our next game yet. We're here right now in the moment. What we're trying to teach our young people is how to stay in the moment, how to be uncomfortable in the moment, how to surpass the moment with clarity, how to be disciplined in the moment. And it just wasn't about Maryland for us. It was just about us having a moment together. This time will pass us by, and we don't know if everybody's going to be in this circle tomorrow. So let's lock into this moment. And I think they did a tremendous job with that. And the last second was a situation, but that wasn't the reason why we had success or not. I just really am excited about what's happening with this program. It is marinating right now, and we're not going to get excited about coming close to Maryland. We're not going to be sad about losing to Maryland. We're just going to keep it about Syracuse and let the chips fall where they may.
We'll go right here in the front, and we'll go to the back row.
Hey, Coach, Dylan Manfred, Capital News Service. Isabel Varejao
here?
had a
He's hanging out with me.
She was really consistent today, and I noticed that. Even though she fouled out, she seemed to get a lot of great looks. Isabel Varejao?
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed to get really great looks down low. I'm curious, how she's progressed over the course of the season, and what you've really been impressed by with her.
Oh, she's a story. She's such a story. She transferred over to us, decided that she didn't want to play basketball anymore, sat out for 2 years, and then she said, let me just try to listen to what coaches might say. And she allowed me to recruit her. And she said, I'll take one call from you. Then it's going to be a dead period tomorrow, and I'll just think about it. I called her about 15 times that day because I knew that she was special. I knew she has a story to tell. I knew that she needed a special kind of coach that's going to coach her up. And I was very, very fortunate to convince her to let me talk to her after the dead period. And I'm so grateful that she said yes, because I tell you, her passion, her pedigree, where she comes from says a lot, but she just needs somebody to help her understand that she's such a good human being that deserves the light of helping us grow this program to newfound heights.
Coach, Latham had 4 fouls going into the fourth, 7 minutes, and then you lost about 2.5 to go. How did fouls play a factor in this game in your defense?
That killed us. I thought that, at the end of the day, because it's my team, I can say this. I thought that Alyssa Latham was the best post player on that floor for about 12 minutes. There's no, you rebound, miss it, rebound, miss it, rebound, miss it. That young lady has such a great future. And you know what? She's a freshman. And she's going to have to learn some lessons on what when not to jump, when to jump, and this is what it's about: is winning and learning. And I think she learned some valuable lessons, and I'm just glad she's on our team in our color orange, and is going to help us throughout the season.
Coach, how would you describe the fight of your team today?
Tenacity of purpose. That's how that fight about our team is stubbornness of purpose. Our purpose is what we play for, not the opponent. And when you have a tenacity of purpose and you lock in and you have that discipline as a unit, we rise as one.
Georgia, I'll ask you one. 38 points, your first action so far this season. What was it like getting back with the team and just playing for the first time in 2023?
It was just really good just to be out there. And we had a really insightful trip down here. We did some things that really made us think about our whys, and that's what Coach Jack kind of gave to us in that pregame. So just thinking about the opportunity to step on the court was everything for me. I haven't played the first 3 games, so I just wanted to go out there and leave it all, and I feel like that's what I did. And just having that in the back of my head gave me everything I needed for that game.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Georgia. I'm curious, like, as a guard, how much assist-to-turnover ratio is a priority to you and, the other guards on your team? Is it something like you prioritize and think about, over the course of a game?
I just try to not turn the ball over and get the ball to my teammates. So I think that's kind of it. I'm not really thinking about what that number is, but I'm not trying to turn the ball over, so hopefully it's in a positive light.
Yeah, I have one for Georgia too. You had a couple of big shots beginning of the game, end of the game. You mentioned this is your first time back. How do you I don't know if it's something you can practice or just stay shot ready all the way through the game?
Yeah, I think early in the first half, my three-point shot wasn't hitting, so I had to get to the basket a lot more and just get that touch back. And then come the last quarter, deep down the stretch, I was able to hit those shots because I played with the rhythm of the game and didn't try to force it.
Coach, the final possession, I'm sure a turnover by Elena Rice wasn't what you had in mind. Who were you trying to get the ball in their hands?
I was bringing 2 shooters off the stagger on both sides of the floor for 3 to try to win it. But we lost our handle. But what we negated was the fact that we need to get the ball up if it got to the point where we wasn't going to get those guys open. And we kind of did it a little bit differently, and we're going to learn a lesson about that play. I think it's a play that's going to help us win the game in the future.
Coach, you and Georgia both talked about positives. Despite the loss, what were some positives you saw from your team today?
Oh, man. How long we got? We played as a unit. We played for our story. We played, defense. We turned the ball over. We got back on defense. We come off the bench. We say, my bad, and had two players that isn't going to play for us at all this year communicate with my guards saying, this is what you got to do. This is what I see out there. It's our big struggle, and we saw people touching each other saying, I got your back. Don't worry about it. It's next play, next time. It's so many things that this team has really done well. The score doesn't say that we've won or lost. Our hearts and our mirror is going to say that because we left it all out there, and we'll continue to get better.
And then for you, Georgia, just could you talk about how is it like playing for a coach like this that's passionate and so supportive? What does that do for a person like you?
I can't talk about Coach Jack without getting emotional. I feel like that just kind of says it all. She's just so passionate, like you said, and you can't not give it your all when you play for a coach like Coach Jack. The stories, the things we go through as a team, it's like motivation every day. So I feel like I'm just so grateful to play for Coach Jack and always. And she just brings everyone out of their shell and creating us into phenomenal women.
Yes.
Time for 2 more questions. We'll end with our 2 guys.
You talk about how your story is still yet to be written. 21 lead changes, you mentioned that. This early in the season, what do you take from a game where you had to fight back, you had leads, you let them out, and then what do you take from a back-and-forth game like this to the games going forward? Coach Jack. Sorry about that. Do you want me to repeat the question?
No. What we take out of this game, you take what you learn from the film. At the end of the day, you can be as passionate and emotional as you want to be, but the film got to tell us a story too. And so once we watch the film, we're going to figure out what the film says, and we're going to work on a few things. And right now, Northern Iowa doesn't really care about whether we're emotional or whatever. So we're going to have to figure out how to clean up what we messed up, and then make that a part of our strength. And now, if we're going to make mistakes, let it be mistakes we didn't make tonight.
Question for Georgia. Georgia, you had 21 points tonight in your debut in the 2023-24 season for SU. What are you hoping to take from this game in the rest of your junior season?
I think that I'm just really going to watch film, like Coach Jack said, because I think this was our first test of this season. So I feel like we all need to just watch film, see the things that we're not so great at, because that's what's going to help us get better moving forward. So, of course, yeah, I had 21 points tonight, but there's a lot of things that I need to get better at also. So just moving forward, watch those things and then implement them for the next few games.
Thank you guys for all the support you're giving women's basketball, in particular Maryland, right now. Keep doing it, because I tell you what, women's basketball is alive and well, and we're all going to get better soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.